Hello everybody, thank you for finally being able to watch my Pixel 10 Pro XL review very late. Apologies that it's so late. I am working somewhere in the realm of 55 to 60 hours a week with all the driving that I do. I currently manage an AT&T store, which is awesome that I now manage. It's a really good position. I'm very thankful for it, but it's just a lot of driving. And to bring the kind of review that I wanted to bring to this with video examples, authentic photos, comparisons, all that stuff, it just takes a lot of effort to get there. So apologies. Thank you for being patient, but here it is. Finally, Pixel 10 Pro XL review. Let's go. Tech specs first. In this beautiful Sierra blue color. I know Apple's the Sierra blue thing, but I really liked that color on the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max. So I'm really glad that they did this actually. This ends up being a little bit darker than that. I did see a couple trade-ins the last week or so, the last week, couple days. And this ends up being a little bit darker than that. So, but I do appreciate that they did kind of a copycat color. So I'm okay with it. Tech spec, 6.8 inch display, 50 megapixel camera, which we're going to talk about that. Main camera, 42 megapixel front camera. We're also going to talk about that. 256 gigs of storage and a 24 plus hour battery, which again, your usage may vary, but we're also going to talk about that. So when I first opened up the Pixel 10 Pro XL, it's maybe like a tiny bit heavier. Maybe that's just my imagination. And as you can see, the ring around the camera is slightly wider on the 9 Pro versus the 10 Pro. That's the only hardware difference really that I could find. Even the buttons are in the same spot when you line it up. So I appreciate Google's consistency around this. Android manufacturers have always been pretty bad about consistency around their devices. That's one of Apple's strengths, is they will choose a camera size, a camera placement, a button placement, a screen shape and size, and keep it consistent over the next, 2 or 3 cycles. So case manufacturers are more likely to build a case, maybe with like a little larger camera cutout or something like that, just in case. Think 6, 6S, 7, 8, SE, SE2. You get the picture. So I appreciate that Google made this and then dedicated and actually said that the 11 and potentially the 12 are going to be the same style as well with the camera bar. There aren't going to be any major changes. So then we get people like Nomad, who are now making Pixel Watch bands as well as Pixel Buds cases. Previously were only Apple, except for the Pixel 3 and 4 cases, which didn't sell too great, but I appreciate that they're treading new ground. We might get some Pixel cases from them. Also, keep an eye out. I'm going to do a best cases for your new Pixel phone video. I may link it down here, actually. I've got some pretty cool cases to show you there, so check that out as well. So besides the feel in the hand, the biggest selling point that I'm most excited about is Pixel Snap, aka MagSafe. MagSafe is a universal charger slash accessory mount that I'm not at all upset that Google mimicked and took from Apple. If Apple can take USB-C, we can share things, right? I'm totally okay with Google taking this and kind of running with it and making their own things with it. Plus, they made their own accessories, right? Apple has never done something like this that mounts and turns your phone into it's just a stand. It's just a stand for your phone. It works on just the cases. It's cool, right? So they copied Apple's thing, but they made it their own. And that's all I ask. I appreciated that. So very excited for Pixel Snap. The Pixel Snap charger looks really nice. The weight is good. The problem is, this is my iPhone 17 with a Nomad case. This was not there last night. And I did not twist and turn it while it was on the Pixel Snap charger right by my bedside stand. It just sat there. And then I pulled it straight off. I pull it off like this. And somehow there's a ring on it. I do have another case that's like this too. I just don't have it with me right now. But I had another case. It was a Blackbrook case just like this. This is my 9 Pro. And it had a big, giant, just destroyed ring on it in the morning. And I didn't even move it. I just set it there and somehow the magnet like just destroyed the leather. So be very careful. I don't really know why that's happening. The same thing happened on my car mount. It's a Scotia vent ring, and the same thing happened with that. So I don't really know what's going on. Maybe it's just because I use leather cases and they're easily destroyed because it's the patina. But just be aware that the Pixel Snap desk mount is a little aggressive with your case. So just a shout out there. Battery on the 10 Pro XL has been about the same as the 9 Pro XL. Maybe it's slightly better. I'm using this as my secondary device because it is an AT&T locked phone. They will not let me unlock it for at least 60 days because they make you have 60 days of service on it before unlocking. So maybe that's a little bit skewed, but I've noticed about the same. I very rarely end under, 40%, and I don't charge through the day. I'm not like putting it on chargers or plugging it up at the store or anything like that. So I'm pretty impressed with the battery. I'm very happy. I did have a few days where I was like shooting a lot of video for this or out and about or traveling or whatever, and I didn't charge. I just didn't think to charge it. And I still ended the day at probably 25%. And I was at probably 9 p.m. After a lot of like maps, a lot of shooting video, a lot of stuff like that. So I'm very impressed so far. I'm very happy with what they did to the battery this year. So let's talk about the camera system. The camera system is far improved this year in a couple ways. So it's a lot clearer, that 15 megapixel, which admittedly was on the 9 Pro. I just never used it because it would hang. I think we all know about this problem. You shoot a 50 megapixel photo on the 9 Pro XL. So we got 50 megapixels, right? I'm going to shoot it, and it hangs for a second. The 10 Pro XL, which is always set to that, but I will show you just so you can see. 50 megapixels right here. Let's focus, camera. There we go. No hang at all. When I'm shooting, especially while driving, which I never would do, but shooting a moving subject, shooting such as like a tree, maybe while I'm in passing while driving, something like that, the 50 megapixel doesn't hang at all, and it captures it very quickly. So big improvement on the camera there. The video, as you all saw in the video preview, the zoom is far, far advanced to what it was last year. There's almost no like blipping between lenses. Still a little bit, still got some work to do. I actually submitted some feedback to Google. I got a little, feedback thing, and I submitted that. So hopefully they'll be working that on the Pixel 11. I don't know why it's taken this long to, be more intentional about that, but hopefully we're getting that soon. But it's far, far better than it was. So thank you, Google. The other thing I noticed is I don't know if this is due to the app developers or if this is due to the camera, but in Snapchat specifically, when you press and hold to like shoot a video and you slide up like this, right? It zooms. Press and hold to start recording and you zoom up and it zooms. I believe it happens in Instagram as well, but I don't ever shoot anything in Instagram, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. That is so much smoother now. It's the same as an iPhone. So the touch and zoom on an iPhone is the same as on a Pixel, at least. I have not tested Samsung. I actually don't use Snapchat anymore. I got rid of it. I got tired of it. I text like an adult now because we needed that. It was pretty rough before. So good on them for that. Last thing I'll talk about before we get into the video and photo section of this is the speakers. The speakers are a lot clearer and a lot louder than they were last year, which I also appreciate. I also appreciate a good speaker upgrade. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. It's a really solid year-over-year update. Nothing huge, nothing major, nothing groundbreaking necessarily. Again, I don't really use any of the AI stuff besides just to ask questions and set alarms and add stuff to my shopping lists and whatever. So that's not really what this review is, but the hardware part of it and the day-to-day use of it, nothing groundbreaking, but all of it's pretty intentional and makes a really good upgrade from the 9. So when I went out to compare the camera systems, I compared the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the 10 Pro XL. So let's compare some of those and see what they look like. One of my favorite things to do to test the zoom capabilities is, this is the Pixel 10 Pro XL, is as you can see, they have the little snow guards on this old house, this historical house. Zoom all the way in, and you can see how well the detail comes through. Looks a little bit fuzzy from here, but it may be because it's not processed yet. That's 20x zoom. Let's go down a little bit. We'll zoom in on the shutters and the bricks. I know it's going to make you dizzy because it's because I'm moving around a lot. But there's a lot of details around here. See, it focuses really, really well. That's what I've liked about the Pixel 10 Pro so far, is that shift right there I don't like, going from 3 to 5. And 5 is great once you get there. Usually you're zooming enough that you don't really notice it, but it gets there, and it gets there super quick. I was doing it super slow right there, so it kind of made more of a difference, but it's looked really good so far. And when you get really far in, I mean, to me, those snow guards do look kind of blurry, and again, it maybe do some post-processing or something like that, so I'll see it once I'm editing. But that's what the Pixel 10 Pro looks like. Let's see the iPhone. So same deal, we're keeping it on 4K 30 on both devices just for consistency. This one goes to 24 and the other one went to 20, so maybe let's go back to about 20 just to keep it about the same. This one looks a little bit fuzzy as well, maybe a tad clearer. A lot clearer on the bricks. Let's go to 5. See how that focus is. With photos, the iPhone tends to have that weird green yellow hue that I really don't like. That's one reason I choose the Pixel, because it's a lot more muted, or not muted really, but it's a lot more dramatic. It's a lot more darker tones, and especially in this environment with a lot of yellows and greens, I feel like it's going to come out on the iPhone video. I mean, it looks really good, and for sure the zoom is great, but it does look like it's getting kind of grainy looking all the way over across the street in those trees. Let's try the Pixel looking over there. See how that looks. Then actually, let's just kind of peruse around here too, and then let me know if one or the other has that weird green yellow tint to it as I'm under this very bright tree, very yellow and green, you know, kind of colors. This is video coming out of Instagram for the Reels option, or for the story option. So we'll do iPhone 2. We'll see how it looks. All right, and this video coming out of the iPhone on Instagram, it still looks like it has that kind of flat coloring to it. I don't know if that's just an iPhone thing or if that's, I don't know. I mean, the lighting's pretty similar. I'm kind of in the shadow of this building, but I don't know. I mean, do you guys prefer that? Is it just because I'm not an iPhone user? I don't know. I don't really get it. So good audio test, good zoom too, so let me know. All in all, should you upgrade from your 9 Pro XL to this? If you like what you see here, if you want pixel snap, if you want the new color, sure. Is it worth the $1,100? I think all phones are a little bit steep. I would say that's a little much. I would be comfortable paying, about $900, but I'm a little bit cheap as well. Incidentally, you can get this at AT&T for free with any Pixel trade-in, or many other phone trade-ins as well. There's just some parameters around what it is. Check out the link in the description. I will actually personally get credit for it if you use that link. You can either trade your phone in at any AT&T, or you can ship it back, get the phone for free. Switch to AT&T or upgrade, doesn't matter. So that's really cool. So that's absolutely worth it. Now, paying cash for it, make sure and get like a trade-in or something through Best Buy or through the Google store. It's going to make it much, much more worth it. But besides that, I think any other Pixel device or any other Samsung device will appreciate this as an upgrade. Maybe not the 9, but anything earlier than that will definitely appreciate this as a new phone. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, so sorry it was this late. Keep an eye out, subscribe if you don't mind, and if you haven't yet, I've got an iPhone 17 Pro review coming. I have a best cases for your iPhone and for your Google Pixel 10 Pro XL video coming as well. And then I've got a couple other surprises later this year. So subscribe if you don't mind. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.